Good morning, cyber traders. Happy 24th of January on this lovely Wednesday. How's everybody doing? Good to see you all. Good to see you, Lawrence, Kathy. Good to see you, Cliff, Deb. Fine. Good to see you. UL Dragging. I know. We're going to check that out in a little bit. Ken, good to see you, buddy. Deb, Mark, Akira, Rich, Brian, good to see you. Doug, good to see you. All right. Lita, good morning. And good morning to all. All right, everyone. So let me tell you, what a hell of a roller coaster we had this morning, huh? With that GE. Holy cow. I got out of it. I had it from yesterday. I actually sold it a little late. I held it for that little shake that just came back up here. I thought it was going to come back, and I eventually didn't see it break a higher highs. I just ended up getting out of it. But let me tell you, what a fun stock. First of all, the stock traded 10 million shares already. That is unheard of. 10 million. Holy cow. You know, that for a pre-market, a stock like GE, that's a lot of shares. I think it only traded like 50, 60 million just yesterday. But that is a lot of shares. So anyway, GE is on the watch list. Absolutely. You know, and it's nice. You could also short it. Got a lot of nasty shakes on it, though, to be very careful. All right, so a couple of stocks. First of all, to give everyone a couple of heads up, at 9:30 we are going to be doing our scalping class today. So if everybody that is a scalping student, if you don't know if you are, just call the office. You can contact any of the staff, and they'll check your account. You should know if you are. But I'm going to do. We're going to be doing a scalping. Remember, scalping has been very, very important because we need to understand the 5-cent spread now. And believe me, it's a lot easier to scalp it because it's 5 less ticks to make than just one tick. So we're going to do some scalping. But most importantly, guys, have your questions to be asked. And you know, and like I said, the more questions you ask, the more time we'll spend on it. All right. But anyway. That one, we're going to be doing that right at 9:30. All right, a couple of stocks. Just want to bring up yesterday for some of you that missed it or are newbies. Here's a couple of stocks that we traded yesterday that did pretty damn well. CNET was probably our biggest winner yesterday in the pre-market. That one just worked awesome. $3.75 to $5. That was all pre-market money being made. That one was great. SRNE. You know, not a huge winner, but it was a nice, slow and steady stock. Nice little bounce in the middle of the day. They were the biggest, big moves. And ST was STML. We're going to keep a close eye on this one. This is going to be a good scalper. And then obviously GE, X. All these were really, really big, nice moves yesterday. X was great yesterday. Some of you guys did pretty well on that one too. But a couple of good moving stocks. You know, overall, we made some good money here and there, but overall, I mean, you guys got to focus on one of the big things we always preach here. If you feel like you're chasing, if you feel like you don't have enough money, if you feel like you're scared, if you feel like, you know, you don't know what's going on and everyone's trading it, buy one share of the stock. Just buy one stinking share of it. See what it's like to be in it, and because you know what, if you they say you got to be in it to win it, you know, like lotto, right? But trading, remember, if you're not trading, you're never going to learn. Okay, now a couple of stocks we're going to look at this morning. First of all, there are a couple of them that are moving. Obviously, the OHGI, that one had a nice little Fausto flag, and that one worked out pretty well. OHGI, very cheap, very inexpensive stock. We went from 220, stock from 260, and I did tell you, listen, we spoke about this earlier. You got to get the 330 move. The 330 move is huge. You know, and I saw a lot of you getting here at 8 o'clock this morning, and I know some of you West Coast people like, yeah, it's early, Fausto. I don't know. Listen, I get it. It's early, you know, but overall, you know, listen, afternoon, whatever it is, but you can always trade the open, but, you know, a lot of our money is being made in pre-market. Oh, I forgot to mention a couple other stocks. A couple of swing trades are doing pretty good. Goose is doing good. Hopefully everyone got hold of that Goose. We've been talking about that for a while. And Square making a little bit of a nice little comeback, but the Fiat is doing really, really good. Like I said, I own a lot of shares of that stock. So Goose kind of scares me Goose kind of scares me a little bit because I'm not a very big fan of clothing lines. Eventually they get bored and tired out, and obviously unless they're going to sign some big contracts or whatever. We saw what happened with Under Armour, right? Under Armour got killed. Was it UUA, right? Is that what it is? I know UA. Let me just go back and just show you what we're looking at here. I mean, clothing lines they really scare me. You could see Under Armour at one point was a very nice moving stock. It's not going back further. I think the stock was almost up in the 90s at one point. So be very careful. I get really nervous when it comes to dealing with clothing lines. Now, the other big thing is obviously you saw what was happening also. Another big stocks that are moving before we go through the watch list, but a lot of airline stocks are getting crushed. I don't know what happened regarding, I guess, earnings didn't work out too well for them. But you could see they're taking some big hits. I don't understand how are they hurting. Can anybody explain that to me? How are airlines hurting? You know what I think it is? They got this ego with the baggages. Now they all want to charge you $25 a bag. They're making it so unfun to get on an airline. I'm telling you, it's like I'm trying to book a trip with my family, and I'm like, it's like who's going to do the right thing? Who's nicer? Who does this? Who's going to charge you? Who's trying to bang you over the head? Hate to fly anymore. I'm telling you, I hate it. It really is. It's so unenjoyable. It really isn't. It's the cost to fly, and it's inconvenient. You know what? I'll tell you, I haven't flied as much as I used to. I just got really tired of it, You got to pay money for this one. You want a little more leg room. Oh, and if you want to sit next to one person, you got to pay extra. They make up your own seats. It's just crazy. A lot of flights canceled during the cold weather. Okay, well, Michael, I definitely would take that in consideration. I totally agree with you. That probably had something to do with it, And I know oil went up a lot in price. Remember, they make a lot of their profit also is getting cheap oil prices, but all of them are getting killed. United, UAL, what else is there? JetBlue, JBLU, that one's taking a hit. DAL, Delta, was it UAL? United, that one's taking a big hit. Look, down $10. That's a lot. But listen, they went up a lot too. Look, 60 to 80. No people are getting farther. People getting larger. Seats are getting smaller. Wendy, that's true. I agree with you on that. And then you want to charge people if you're larger too, which is terrible. You got to buy 2 seats. Siri's got them all in there. Yep. Okay. So we have the SAV. That one. Look at big hits, right? Big hits. All of them taking big hits. All big losers. Anyway, you can watch all of them. SAVE, UAL, AAL, Delta, DAL. All right. So we got them all online. Anyway, okay, let's see what else we got going on, guys, because you know what? One thing you got to remember when we're dealing with these kind of stocks, like a GE or an airline, they're very, 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 you're dealing with brand name stocks. They're very risky. They're very volatile. Some of you guys are beginners. You really are not really, you don't know what it's like to be disciplined enough to take a loss. Remember, I think that's one of the biggest things that we which is our job, what we teach here at Cybertrain University. Our biggest job is to teach you how to control losses, how to lose money so you don't do that again. The winners take care of themselves. And you could see that being the Cyber Group room. It's all about, understanding how to take a loss. Remember the 30-second rule, okay? And the 3-strike you're out rule, which we really, really enforce a lot when I talk about in the Phase 3 class. Those are the very biggest key things of being a good trader. All right, so anyway, we got a couple of, unfortunately, we have a lot of big name brands in our stock. We only had that one good one right here, the OHGI, which is really freaking me out right here. I'm telling you, I see a little Fausto flag. I think this thing's set up for a pop, all right? So we're going to keep an eye on that one. All right, MRDN. Some of you guys should really remember this stock. Back in November, we traded for 2 days, went from $1 to $3. Go back to your journals, see how you did with it. But that one looks like it's a really starting to make a little bit of a move, and which is great because we traded in the past. Watts, guys, remember Watts? We killed it in Watt. Went from $8 all the way to almost 35. Listen, she's up a little bit this morning. Watt, just be careful because it is a, if I remember, it was pretty shaky. You know, pretty shaky, a little nasty stock right there. It looks like we got a buyout in, I don't know what this is. Oh, that's nothing. All right, losers. If it's not a airline stock, obviously you got a couple of the stocks here. Look at this one, taking a big Puma Biological, the huge hit. Looks like it's testing major support levels here. This one's taking a nice little hit right there. I don't know if any other good shorts out there. I think that's about it. Texas Instruments taking a big hit. Wow. 21, look at that, 120 to 111. Talking about a haircut. INO, remember that one? We know why that's going down. That was one I forgot to mention. We did great on INO. I forgot to mention that one. Silly me. All right, New York Stock Exchange. What do we got going on over here? Usually, most of them we always find is on the NASDAQ. But on New York, GWW, this one is up. But you know what? Listen, it's $255. Crazy. Not interested, though. Everything else you can see is just, you know, kind of garbage. PBR is doing pretty well. That's been a really, really good swing trade. But that's more of a swing trade, not more of a day trade. These are all garbage. All right, I think we pretty much got them all. There's all the airlines taking hits. All right, guys, anything I missed? Any domestic or Canadian solar stocks moving up 30% tax on Chinese solar panels? Yeah, Gary, I heard about that, and a lot of this, you might find a lot of U.S. We already traded that already, Gary. I mean, they already made a big move regarding that. Was it 2 days ago? We already traded FSLR and all of them. You got Canadian Solar, right? JASO. Was it JASO? I think that's one. Those are all JASO. I think that's it. That's also a, if I remember, Canadian Solar. All of them. Yeah, I heard about that. Our president here in the United States wants to keep, start taxing people outside the country who are not building in the country. So that will kind of affect anybody that is public outside the country, but should help a lot with the companies that are public in the country. So once again, you got to listen very, very carefully when it comes to a lot of regulations. Like I said, you're talking, and I mentioned this to you guys before, you're talking about two extremely ideology people, two totally different, worlds of presidents with two different extremes, and one worked on one way and one's gonna work the other. And when you have a change in power like that, it changes the market. Some people are gonna get crushed, and some people are gonna profit from it. So you got to know when you have change of powers. And you know what? I think we're gonna have another one in 2018. So keep an eye on that. When the elections come around, guys, it is a very, very fun time to trade. And some of you remember, been here for a year. We talked about that, so it's been great. Once again, we're all here for the same reason, right? Is to make money. All right, guys, listen. Good luck today. I will see you. Whoever's in the scalping class, I will be seeing you in the next 15 minutes. In the meantime, everyone, good luck today. Happy trading. I'll post these up there, and I'll see you. Like I said, we'll see you back at 2:30 for the afternoon. Good luck, everyone. Happy trading.